Hello everybody, this is Dips, and in today's video we will be covering the Damage Scaling Overhaul mod for KHV, which has been developed by KHVids. This video is a follow-up video to the Damage Scaling Mod Showcase video, which I have done a few weeks prior to this video, where I've shown you how much damage you deal as base server when utilizing the ability Hidden Potential. However, today's mod works differently compared to the Damage Scaling mod. What KHVids has done is basically readjusting the damage floors for every single enemy in the game, except for limit cut and secret episode bosses, in order to avoid chip damage regardless of source stats, similar to what 2FM did in terms of damage scaling. Furthermore, with version 1.2 of this mod, a detailed readme file has been added so that you can take a look at the values which have been readjusted for yourselves. Once again, I prepared a compilation of Mobfights and Boss Fights for each major area in the game, so that you can judge for yourself how high your damage is while having this mod enabled. I also included my stats before each fight, so that you can see that I did not use any methods to boost my stats. I used the same exact fights like in the Damage Scaling Mod Showcase video, except for the Red Shadow and Remind, since I can't go back to fighting that guy the normal way after finding out that shock status is way more efficient for that fight. But I replaced it with some other Remind Scholar mob enemies. You can find the compilation including the timestamps for each fight sample as an unlisted video in the video description below. So, you might be wondering, does this mod enable you to have damage scaling similar to what 2FM did? The short answer is yes, but there are some things to consider. To clarify, this mod basically makes it so that all of your options will deal good damage on each enemy, aka tools like links can still be considered broken if used properly, so don't expect any balance changes. But you could say that this mod makes physical combat and magic more fun to use, since they can be considered more viable options thanks to the increased damage output. Even though I usually don't like that argument, in this case just not using the broken options in combination with this mod seems to be the best solution for having more fun with it, unless Square balances the game themselves, which is very unlikely at this point, or a knowledgeable member of the community creates a mod for balance changes. Lastly, there's something that I wanted to bring up in regards of damage calculation in both 2FM and KH3. First and foremost, I am someone that actually likes the way how both games handle damage calculation. In 2FM, I like the approach of being able to deal decent damage no matter what stats you have, unless you are still very early in the game, and close to the battle level. This makes fights both challenging on low level critical mode playthroughs, while still being fun and not super drawn out. For KH3, I like the approach that the game basically leaves it completely up to the player how much damage they want to do in the next fight. This makes the game in terms of damage calculation more accessible to different kinds of players, so that even those that want to have challenging drawn out fights can have that experience. On the other hand, if you want to deal decent damage on level 1 in KH3, there are so many options available in the game to achieve that. There's literally no reason to ever be under damaged after Twilight Town, unless you purposely choose to do so, utilizing food, accessories, keyword upgrades, and if you don't want to restrict them, stat boosts have got you covered for decent damage output even on crit level 1 playthroughs. Of course, you could say that having to spend extra time just to deal decent damage is annoying for players, but getting access to the before mentioned options really doesn't take that long. At the end of the day, it's all up to personal preference, and at least to me, I can appreciate both ways of damage calculation. Once again, I would like to give a massive shoutout to KHVids for creating this mod. I will leave you a link to the mod and to KHVids Twitter in the video description below, so that you can try out the mod for yourself. I'm also sorry that I could not finish this video earlier, but I was pretty short of time and also got a bit burned out by doing the same 28 fights 3 times in short succession in a more restrictive way than I would normally do them. When it comes to future videos, there are some ideas loosely floating around in my head, but mostly due to lack of time and in some cases just not knowing if you would be interested to see those kinds of videos. I'm not sure if those will ever see the light of day. Right now I don't have any super concrete plans prepared of what's going to come next year on YouTube, but I hope I'll figure something out once I have more time available. Currently I'm slowly returning to running KH3 crit level 1 any % over on my Twitch channel, so once we get a PB that is better than my current console PB, I will be bringing that over to YouTube, and if you're interested in watching that, you can follow my Twitch channel linked in the description below. Anyway, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you very much for watching and also for your support recently. Thanks to that we were able to reach more than 50 subs on the channel, which I am definitely grateful for. Until the next video, I wish you all a most pleasant time, wherever you are fighting against the darkness.